so excited to take you along for this day of eating in my life and show you kind of what my diet looks like. We're starting off with my supplements today. I always take a Psyllium Husk supplement for the fiber. And then I also do some creatine. This is good for muscle recovery, and I'll just do a single scoop of that every morning. And then for my minerals, I'm taking some Celtic sea salt, just for some good sodium, and it has other trace minerals in it as well. And then for hydration, I'll do this electrolyte pack from TypeZero. All of this will be linked in my description as well. I honestly love how this tastes. I look forward to drinking it every single morning, and I drink it without fail every day. Now it's time for a nice high protein breakfast. I've been loving a good bowl of oatmeal lately, and so we're going to be doing this special recipe that I've been obsessed with. You take some oats, a banana. I only had a frozen one, so we're going to use a frozen one today. And then some Nuri filtered milk has 30 grams of protein in it. And then we'll also be adding some chia seeds and some organic sweet cherries that are frozen, and I'll just heat up in the microwave. So let's take our ingredients and get started. First, you're going to heat up your banana. If it's not frozen, this will be a lot faster of a process, but you just kind of want to mash it as you're heating it up in the pan. And then you're going to add your filtered milk. You can swap this with Fairlife or just with regular milk, but I like to use the Nuri milk just because it's a little higher protein and also is lactose free. I'll let that thicken a little bit and warm up together, and once it starts simmering, then it's time for me to add my oats. Once we've added our oats and our chia, then you want to let it come to a boil, and at this point you can just let it thicken as much as is your preference. I like my oatmeal to be pretty thick, so I'm going to let it cook for maybe about 10 minutes. And then we'll just plate it up. We've got our delicious oats. I usually don't have to add any additional sweetener to this. It's really the perfect amount of sweetness with the banana and the Nuri milk. But if you want to add a little bit of honey or maple syrup, you could definitely do that and enjoy. For lunch, we'll be making my hyperfixation lunch, which is a quinoa chicken salad. And I'll start off with tossing some chicken breast in this chicken marinade. And if you want to let it sit for a while, you can. Then you're just going to pop it in a pan and cook it. And to assemble the bowl, we'll do some quinoa, the chicken that we just cooked, some black beans or pinto beans, and then some cucumbers. You can also add some pickled onions if you'd like, tomatoes, some feta, and then I'll toss it in some olive oil, a little bit more of the sea salt, and some pepper, and just some other spices like thyme. Sometimes I'll do some oregano. A little bit of vinegar is also key, and then just toss that, and you've got a delicious salad that you'll want to eat every single day. Later in the afternoon, I was running some errands and I just picked up this freeze-dried true fruit, and it was so good. And then tonight it was date night dinner. We were just having a little date night at home, but we did want to make something special, so I got this beef sirloin tri-tip from Costco. I usually just cook it in the oven, and then we're going to be doing some potatoes and some spinach to go on the side. We'll start off by boiling our potatoes with a little bit of salt, and then once those have gotten nice and soft, I'll add some butter, some salt and pepper, some onion powder, and some milk, and mash those. And then for the spinach, we're just doing a nice sauteed spinach with onions and the baby spinach, and just cook that down, and then I'll usually just add some salt and pepper to finish that. Now let's plate up everything and enjoy. This was such a nice dinner. We don't eat steak super often, but when we do, it feels like an extra special treat. Since it was date night, we wanted to have a little dessert too, so I made these molten chocolate cakes. You just combine some butter and some chocolate over the stove. So you'll just heat that in your double boiler until it's fully combined and melted. In another bowl, you're going to be mixing together your eggs, egg yolk, and some sugar, and you just want to beat that until it's really light in color and very fluffy. You'll pour your chocolate into that bowl, and then you just add 1 tablespoon of flour, so it's kind of like almost a flourless chocolate cake. And you bake it in the oven, and then when it comes out, it's so nice and soft in the center. I like to add strawberries on top for just a little bit of fruit and like that contrast of the more sourness of the fruit with the darkness and more heavy flavor of the chocolate. Anyway, thanks for joining me in this day of eating. I hope that it's given you some inspiration for different meals that you can eat to include higher protein in your diet and just to enjoy working towards your goals with food that actually tastes super, super good.